Hello, I'm EnterElysium and welcome back to From the Depths. So today we're going to be building a cruiser because right now we have some reasonable, frigates. I call them frigates, maybe heavy frigates, I don't know. But they're reasonable, but they aren't particularly large. They're also very derpy, and they certainly don't have weapon systems really very tough. They have good weapon systems, but not like I was going to take them into a big battle against heavily armored foes type weapon systems. And I think that's going to fall down against the Onyx Watch. So, welcome to our new cruiser. Yes, it's a giant floating raft. This is just so that I can actually float the thing while I test out the weapon systems. It's actually not going to be here. And neither is anything at the back here. This is all just ammo to be able to test the guns. Engine to be able to test shields and guns, because I have a small railgun system and batteries. So, railgun system again. The 3 weapons I've got so far, I did most of them on stream and just off camera because it takes a little while to figure out exactly what I want from these guns. But what we have, we'll start the back and go forwards. We've got a ridiculous Gatling cannon. In fact, it's a dual Gatling cannon. It's got 12 barrels all told. 12 barrels. It fires a gunpowder saber warhead body, saber warhead nose, and we'll pretty much rip anything apart. I mean, like this thing, if it hits like metal, we'll rip the hell out of it. Like, let's just go over and fire it. You are like loaded, right? You should be loaded. Can I have control, please? Please? Please can I have control of gun? It's my favorite. There we go. Yeah, so very rapid firing. It's actually not that large as well. I'm quite pleased with it. Of course, it is using the belt-fed autoloaders, which means that it's going to like do all that, and then suddenly after like 30 seconds of firing, be like, I'm out of ammo, I need to reload, and it's going to take 30 seconds to reload. But I'm quite happy with what it is. I mean, that could actually take down capital ships if you give it long enough and if it had enough ammo. So it can do its job. Over here, we have our main gun. This is twin 2-meter caliber guns. If we... there we go. 2 meters, muzzle velocity of 774 meters per second, sorry. Just over under 10,000 kinetic. 30,000 explosive, radius of 54.1. It's pretty good. It fires every 15 seconds. 0.3 in accuracy. Now, I am debating taking this off the end, which is a recoil suppressor, because it has a lot of recoil. The recoil at the moment is 500,000. It would be just over, like, 600,000, I think, without the recoil suppressor, but we would get almost 200 meters per second at the shell rather than 174. If I control this, it is very slow, because gigantic cannon. But when it fires... look at them shells. Ooh. Okay, let's go back. Yeah. And it also has a fuse. The fuse I've got on there is a timed fuse. Now, a lot of people go, oh, I'd like penetration fuses, etc. I think the problem with penetration fuses, I'm not sure if it actually explodes if it doesn't go through all the material required. So you say like penetration fuse, it explodes when you go through like 4 layers, which is great. You know, you get into the hull of a ship, 4 layers in, that's, you know, behind the armor, it explodes. Great, does loads of damage, rather than just exploding on the hull. But what happens if you hit something like a sail or something really light? It doesn't go through 4. Does it go off? I don't know if it does. I don't think it does. I think it requires to go through 4. So I've got it on a timed fuse, and that time says, when you hit something, wait 0.03 seconds, I think I've got it set to, then explode. And that is long enough for it to go through, I think, 5 layers of armor, or 5 layers of space, because it travels at the same speed. So when it hits something, it will explode like 5 blocks afterwards. Which is great, because if it goes through a sail, it will explode just behind the sail and still do ridiculous amounts of damage. Now, the last cannon we have, you might be able to have just seen that, is got a railgun system. Let's have a look at the railgun system. Show me the railgun system. Come on. There we go. It's a very, very small, minor railgun system. In fact, it's actually adding very, very little speed. but it's adding enough. You see it says there shell-based speed is about 300 meters per second, which includes a speed increase of 72 due to the railgun. This was just built as a cannon, then I added a little bit of railgun at the back, just to give it a little bit of extra boost. Because the reason this is not a cram cannon is because I want a faster-moving shell. I want to be able to hit fast-moving targets. I want to be able to get a, flat trajectory rather than a giant curved trajectory, which gives me a bit of a longer range. So by increasing the speed using this, I can get that going. I believe you are gunpowder, 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 HE, 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 and then squash head. So it should be able to do a little bit of damage against pure metal craft, which is what I'm expecting from the Onyx Watch. This, if we have a look down inside, is just that. Gauged about just less than 180 mils. You can see they've got recharges stuck on the bottom there. I'll need to put an AI in, but other than that, this is reasonable. I should put a second wall in here. I'm trying to keep a wall in between every single one of my guns. This is the cram cannon, by the way. Not particularly big, actually. Like, I've made bigger guns in the past, and this is quite reasonable. This is the Gatling cannon. I quite like the Gatling cannon. Yeah, I need to put a second wall in, because I need to make sure that my guns don't chain react to each other. And also, because this is going to be a big, heavy metal craft, I'm going to need a lot of air in it. Now, this will be a very heavy metal craft, because I am planning on putting a 2-layer of metal on the edge. I want a 2-layer hull. 2 meters of metal. That is going to be heavy. So it's going to be expensive. Right now, this thing costs 140k metal. Ignore like the natural, because I've got all this wood down here. Let's fire this cannon off and have a look at it. That's reasonable. It's not awesome, but I guess it'll do. Now, the reason it's got such a long gun is I wanted to have an inactive less than 0.4. And unfortunately, this is the barrel that's required to get an active less than 0.4. Because, it's firing at range, it needs to be accurate. It's meant to be effectively our sniper gun. It's not like super snipery, but somewhat snipery. And sadly, this is the barrel that's required. Which is annoying. Right. Now, what we've got to do today is effectively add proper engine at the back, maybe like a command deck. I am debating command deck. Like, a number of people have said you should build a command deck because, it looks a bit more like a typical ship, and, it's quite nice to be able to be in the command deck and see the battlefield. Or battle sea. Battle sea? Battlefield? I don't know. One of the two. Or maybe not. And then that would mean we'd probably need to move a Gatling cannon or something just to be able to get a tower here, because I don't really want to put a tower here and block the Gatling cannon. Because originally this was designed for anti-air. Actually, it does quite a good job of anti-anything. Which means I also need to put the engine in here. I'm actually going to go for twin engines, because I don't lose any efficiency drop, but I do gain redundancy. So I will go for twin engines. So I'm going to have side-by-side engines. And then we need to do an ammo hold, which means we also need to have ammo processors to be able to process our ammo when we get low. And we might put some torpedoes in and or some missiles. We also got to put in a missile defense system. Like, straight up, definitely getting ourselves a missile defense system. And that will mean probably down the bottom of the hull running a missile system. Not missile system, a laser system. And then having a couple of, what are they called? Emitters here. Maybe a couple on the side, and then a couple at the back. And maybe we'll have, anti-missiles as well. Like anti-missile missiles. Because, to be honest, they just look awesome. Like, straight up. That is the main reason for having them. I'm trying to think where we could get them. If we went wider, we could have them here. Don't know. Right. Now, the way this ship will fight and move, and I'm just spending a lot of time standing around, I know. This is because when you come to planning at this stage, it's kind of important. The way the ship's going to fight and move, it's probably going to have to fight a bit more like a proper World War II class battleship. That is, you turn broadside onto the enemy and you unload. Because we're going to be too heavy to really go front on. This also means that we're going to be in danger of rolling when the cannons fire, especially this gigantic cannon. To be fair, the minigun actually gets a lot of recoil as well because it fires so consistently. So we're going to have to be playing it for quite a wide ship. we're probably going to have to go fairly wide, which means when we go wide, we have a large cross-section of the water, which means we're slower. So we're going to try and bulk that with a little bit of hydrofoils, but I doubt we're actually going to be a proper hydrofoil craft, unlike our last, frigate, which managed a good top speed. This is probably going to be a much lower top speed. I'll be happy if I can get it above 15. Right. I think that's all there is really to say about that one. Let's get to it. So I think the first step is to move the batteries temporarily. And now the engine. So I'm going to leave that engine there as I build the new engine. I could build the engine engine block here, going backwards. The advantage of that is it makes it easier for me to place, because I can then add things to the back. Or I could build it from the back going forwards. Advantage of that is it's probably a better design having the engine, actual block away from the explosives. That said, I don't know where I'm putting the ammo hold. There we go. And they'll be ordered to, create ammo when ammo is below 30%, turn off when ammo is above 50%, that kind of thing. We'll probably put a false floor in here, and then on top have a gun or something. I don't know, that leaves us with... I don't know what I'm doing, the conning tower? I mean, it's not a conning tower, it's just a tower. Oh well. And then, I guess we delete the engine. Boop. Oh, damn it. I'm needed. Okay, where am I? Over here. Bring me my grenade launcher. Come on. Come on, go away. Shoo. I've got important building stuff to do. Go away. There we go. Okay. And put the grenade launcher away before I accidentally blow everything up. Okay, so... engine room. Engine number 9. Right. I would like... prefab. There we go. It should be a pretty reasonable engine. We could put a 1 gap, or we could put a 3 gap. If we do this, we'll have a gap as well down the side, which works better for me. I could actually just put these in, not even attach them to each other. Because they're the same, they just... same efficiency all the way through. It doesn't change it. Okay, so I don't want you against that. I want a 1, 2, 3 metal walkway. There we go. And mirror on the other side. I wish I had fuel so I could actually tell how much power I had. I think that's 6.4k. We're going to put a lot of shields on this thing. Right, let's put processed fuel. There we go. We've got crazy amounts of power right now. 13,000 in fact. Fuel. And I could put it on the back here. Where else? The problem with putting it in between these bulkheads is that fuel is explosive. I think, but it's very mildly explosive. In fact, why don't we check that out? Hi. I would like to test out my theory. Do 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 do. How explosive are you? Testing. Okay. The answer is not very. Right. Probably going to put it next to the ammo. It's a little bit too much, even for me. Right. Here will do. Let's use... oh, can I use the longbow? That is absolutely fine. 160k. And remember, our engines are fairly efficient. Right. New weapon there. We need a command deck. And then we need torpedoes, anti-missile systems. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit of just making it all kind of work for a moment. So... I don't really like the look of it. It's going to be a pain to access it. Is there any other way to do our own little cockpit? Okay. Let's take some lessons from built-in ones. Steel Striders. And then we want to have a look at the Excalibur. Straight up out the deck. Rounded. Minimal windowing. But that would get my head stuck in the roof. Since you probably want to know what happens when someone gets hit by my main cannon. Whoop. Right, here we go. And... enjoy. Ah, I think that one actually hit shield, which is why it didn't go very deep. Annoying. You can see sort of the crazy amounts of damage we're talking about. Look how far it's gone in. Okay, let's repeat that. Really? You're trying to get behind? Very well. Get behind this. Again, huge chunks ripped off. It's going to ram me. Of course it is. Go away. No, no, don't ram me. Thank you. Yeah, that's our Onyx Watch killer gun. I'm trying to debate what we'll do here with the back cannon, because if we put the back cannon in, this is really all the room we have. Because this... I mean, I could go deeper if I went over the top of these ammo boxes, but even then, when the ammo goes up, we'd lose the gun. And it would only be that wide, which isn't particularly wide. And I did want something like a cram cannon. Not like a 2-meter cram cannon like we got on the front, but maybe like a, meter, maybe 1.2 cram cannon. And this just isn't enough space. Now, the other choice is we could bring the deck up around the tower to about this level, which gives us a bit more room to work with. And we just have to sort of merge it into the fabric of the what's it called? The tower. Why am I just having trouble with the word tower for some reason? So we put the deck at a level. We could go here, or we could go with one up here. And just chuck the cannon behind it. Which I think will work. Right. I would like new object, one axis turret. And we've got a gap underneath where to put the AI, which actually works grand. So we can go full, like, floor to ceiling with this, rather than having to put the AI next to this. The AI can go here. So I would like cram cannon. Actually, I wouldn't. To start with, I would like metal block. This is going to be a double barrel cram cannon. I mean, we could go for triple barrel. Might be pushing it. It's very tempting to go for triple barrel, though. The problem is getting all the barrels the same. They don't tend to be. Because when you've got double barrel, it's just a matter of mirroring. When you've got triple barrel, you've really... no, we're going to go triple barrel. It's just too difficult. The other choice is we could do like quad barrel, but we need height for that, and we don't have height. So yeah, double barrel's fine. Right, so this is deck, first level, second level where we're going to have the firing pieces. How far apart are we going to put the firing pieces? So do we want them like there, or we could move them in a little bit? Yeah, that actually feels much better for the rear of this, because it will match the width of this rear section. Let's start putting stuff in. So let's put in good old-fashioned 3 times manual orientation. Now, the good thing about having a double barrel, and this is like insanely awesomely good, is, right, let me just align this properly. Can I do that? And not that? Oh my god, I can? Well, this changes everything. I didn't know that was possible. I was going to say, the good thing is you can do this, and then you can put ammo down the center, and they will share the ammo, because ammo doesn't conduct the cannonness. If I was to connect these 2 cannons together via these 6 ways, one cannon would get everything. If you put an ammo in between these 2, it won't conduct the cannonness, but both of them will get the ammo, which is great. Useful for damaging large volumes of low-class arm blocks. It also works fairly well against metal, as we've seen. We're going to put a frag one on the back, though, just because I'd like to try out a frag one. So, by putting those in there, you will notice that they will share it. So that one's got a frag, that one's got a frag. 5.75. Amperes is 30.8. 150 meters per second, which we'll just have to do for the moment. Although I might end up changing that because I'm going to have to change the barrel systems. So, it's still 150. Good. Okay. You travel at 150 meters per second. So, time from first impact. I'm going to explode 5 meters behind the target, so that's 0.033, I believe. No, it's not. 150 meters per second. 5 meters. Well, take a tenth of it. So that's 0.1. Then divide it by a third. Yeah, so that is right. It's 0.03. Load vehicle. We'll load something made by the Deepwater Guard just to be able to check. Not the Deepwater Guard. Sorry, the Onyx Watch. Yeah, let's load the Bulwark, right? Something ridiculous. This is, 1.6 million metal. And then I would like to turn off. I would like to go to the AI. Turn you off. Let's get one below the waterline. It's doing some damage, but honestly, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. It might be that we need much more armor penetration. So we're going to try increasing armor penetration. If not, we'll just go back to using high explosives like we have in the front. Yeah, 48, that'll do. Right. Ow. Come on. What do we do? Yeah, we did take out some stuff, but I can't help but thinking that the frags are incredibly underwhelming. It says that, it's, good against all types of blocks, whereas the HE says, good against light blocks. So I was like, maybe I've got it wrong. But no, honestly, I'm fairly underwhelmed with the power of it. No. Okay, I'm going to save the ship, and if we want to, we can just revert to it. Okay, arm piercing of 51.5, explosives of just under 5,000 with a radius of just under 22. Right. Okay, I'd say it's similar to the frags, except for the fact that the damage is more localized, which honestly I think is better. It's actually not quite as bad as I thought, though. Right. I want to actually try and hit a turret and see what the damage is comparable there. Okay, so it normally pulls up as it fires. Hi. Yeah. I like explosives. I'm sure you can appreciate that now. That was kind of cool. Okay, right. Come on. Where's my next shot? Pulls up as it fires. Yeah, we're going with explosives. There we go. And I can actually make the command deck slope a little bit more backwards towards that. Okay, awesome. And on the back I could do a number of things, right? I could have missile systems. I could have 2 small caliber proper guns, not cram cannons, like fully fancy guns, although I don't think I will. I might go for some vertical launch missiles. They aren't great because they can't be used at close range. And of course they suffer because they have to go up before they can really go anywhere. So you end up using a lot of fuel. But they're not terrible. Right. Yeah. I'm kind of digging this. I mean, you see the ship is beginning to take form. It's going to be very high at the back. Very high at the back. Because ideally this should go on to about here, but it's not. It's actually going to stop there. The reason it should go on to about here is so that it like has a proper step down at the back. But it doesn't need it. It's not got anything to put at the back. It's got its rear gun already. We could always put one more gun in, but I don't know what we'd put in really. Like maybe another one of these sniper guns. Like it is fairly flat, I guess. It's worth considering. What we'll do here is we'll have some torpedoes that fire out the sides. We'll have vertical launch missile systems here so that we get a step down, then we can put the vertical launch missile systems in. And then maybe have that one more gun at the back. Now, here's the question that we really don't want to see the answer to. 250,000 metal. Yeah, I was going to limit myself to 200k. It looks like we're going to hit 500k. And the thing is, we're using metal here. If we use light metal alloy to try and increase the weight, decrease the weight and increase the buoyancy, we're going to have problems because that is so much more expensive than actual metal. I mean, metal block is 30 metal. If we go to lightweight metal alloy, 60. So yeah. That might be fun. I've been EnterElysium. If you have enjoyed, please remember to like, not subscribe, please consider subscribing. Really, what we've done today is we've just fleshed out the cruiser a little bit more. Put in a rear gun and a command deck. It's beginning to take shape. It's beginning to take shape. Might just take a little while longer to really get there, though. But until next time, if you enjoyed, please like, not subscribe, please consider subscribing. Do let me know your feedback and stuff on the cruiser, what you think of it. Especially let me know about that rear gun. Do you think I really should go with the rear gun or not? Because I'm still in two minds about it. It will increase the length, increase the expense, but it'll also make it not look as weird at the back, where it just has this very flat, sheer back or something, because I don't know what else we do. I mean, effectively it's going to be dead space if we bring the back further along, and if we don't bring the back further along, it's going to be a very, like, just here, like that, just, it looks odd. It just looks odd. So it gets smaller button at the back, but I'm definitely open to feedback on that one. And about anything else about it. I mean, yes, I know this looks silly, by the way, how long this barrel is. It's the only way to get the aim accuracy that I want. And even then, that's 0.4. I'd much rather had 0.2. But that would mean a much, much longer barrel. And I'm not ready for that. Until next time, though, just remember to stay shiny.